Hello, World of Tank Blitzers, it's Littlefinger, and update 5.5 came out earlier this week on Monday, just a few days ago. We've all had time to play several games at all the tiers, and I'm sure we all have differing opinions on this update. So I just wanted to go through some of those things that you may or may not know already real quick in this video and discuss my opinions on what has been done. Obviously, in the news section, you can read these changes. Make sure you note, if you're grinding the VK4502B and was hoping to get the mouse, you only have until update 5.6 to do that. They're going to take that link away, and the 4502B will now go directly to the 7201K. So if you were hoping to get the mouse, you better get it before the next update. Another thing, updated credit earnings for rating battles. I don't play rating battles that much, but I think this might be something to be worth looking into if you're in the game to grind credits. The Wasteland map is still available for this update. Wargaming wants to hear your opinions on whether or not it should stay as a regular map. I like it. I think they should keep it. And then tech tree changes, a lot of changes, and I'll get into those as I go through and just talk about my opinion of this update. Alright guys, so if you're not familiar with the scope of this change, here is a list of all of the non-tech tree changes, and following it is a list of tanks with changes all related to tech tree changes. This is the Blitz Hanger page on update 5.5, and you can see as we scroll through all of these tanks, they've got the old on the left and the new on the right. Red means it's been nerfed. And you can see as we scroll through these changes real quick, there's a lot of red. They've taken out, obviously, all of the howitzer type big dirt guns. And they've also taken out the high magazine auto loader. So you're going to find, if you're used to having a clip of 6 shells, you now have 3 or 4. So basically they've made tiers 1 through 4 a very similar playstyle all across the board in an attempt to, in my opinion, rush these players up to tier 5. And I guess what Wargaming's thinking is there's no money to be made at these lower tiers. We need to get these players up to the higher tiers. And their argument is, well, you've got all of these SEAL clubbers going down playing their A20s and making it no fun for the newer players. Well, you're not going to stop SEAL clubbing. Now SEAL clubbing is going to be at tier 5. And that's just the fact of it. And you're going to get an influx of players rushing up the tank line. They've even said it. They've made it easier to move up the tech lines. You're going to see just an even more influx of uneducated players at the higher tiers now. Alright guys, so let's continue this discussion here on the 5.5 update while I play this BT7 arty game that I just played. You can see damage per minute has dropped significantly percentage-wise down to 536, and that's with the AP. But what I noticed on this tank in particular is the HE is not changed, so the damage there is still 200. So it's one of the few that's kind of got one of these derp guns on it, and in my mind makes this a tank that, you know, if you enjoy this type of play style, is a tank you might want to hold on to. And you can see here, I'm just going to push up straight into the middle and work on getting spots. Now, on this tank, the pen on the HE is higher than the AP, so you're going to run with HE most of the time anyway. So we get a few spots in there. Now, back to the, you know, just the nerfing of all of these tanks. You guys probably have, if you've been playing the game a while, received quite a few of them in crates already. And the tanks I'm primarily referring to are obviously the tanks that were premium tanks that have now been switched over to collector tanks, such as the B2, the Valentine 2, the A32, the S35. Those are all going to range, if you sell them, from 1,200 to 1,500 gold. I'd much rather have the gold than those tanks, because those aren't tanks that I'm going to go out and play, especially when they've been nerfed recently. Other tanks, T15, T127, 950. This tank here is worth 870 gold. So, you know, it's a tough choice, but as you can see here, I'm not going to be able to pen any of those PZ3s from the front as they are all moving forward towards me. I felt like our team had good control on the corner of the map and weren't going to let them push too fast, so I thought I had time here to go ahead and flank. And if you're a tank that's shooting HE, you know, this is what you want to do. You want to get behind tanks so you can get that full pen and get in the damage. So to me, this isn't a seal clubbing tank. It's a tank you bring out for just the fun of it, and doing shots like this. You know, 206 damage wakes him up, and the M3 is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. So they've even got an AFK player, and you see how lopsided this game is, even with that fact. So they're all down there. They've all pushed. You can see we've got two tanks that have sat in that general sniping spot that most of the newer players choose to camp in. But as this team pushes around the corner, it's really interesting to me anyway to see that they leave their nice defensive positions and rush out into the middle. So anyway, these guys have all pushed hard around the corner. Gonna go in and take care of this AFK. So to me, I'm disappointed about this update because I'm a type of player that doesn't play any one tank. I mean, for more than one or two battles at a time. I'm constantly jumping around tiers, constantly jumping around tank types, and I just like the different playstyles of all of these tanks. And yeah, unfortunately, some of my favorite tanks were what other players, you know, seal clubbed in. You'd see people with 15, 20,000 battles in an A20. But you know, that's not me. I mean, I think my highest tank is a KV1 with 500 battles in it. You know, and I've got over 30,000 battles, so you can see my tank's gameplay is spread out all over the place. Anyway, my team has just died off without doing too much damage, as you can see, and leaving me on a 1-on-5 situation. Yeah, so it's pretty hopeless at this point, but the ending's kind of fun, so thought I would just go ahead and share this. You know, but outside of the nerfing of all of these low-tier tanks, I do really like the German heavy line. It is a meta buster, as one of the Cruel members put on channel, and I totally agree with that. It's going to change play styles. Heavy lines now, you know, whereas people would always go hill, you know, it does make just camping up behind that VK 100-01P an option down a heavy line. There's nothing in the game like it, like I said in my full tank review of it. But anyway, if you want to see a list of all of these changes, I'll put the link to that Blitz Hangar website on the description below. And you can see, and I, you know, I mean, some of these tanks really, outside of their pen numbers or their damage per minute, I should say, really didn't receive too many changes. Other tanks, like one of my favorite tanks was the DW2. You can see even the traverse speeds were all changed. And we're just weaving in and out of all of these tanks. And I just thought this was kind of funny. These guys couldn't hit me. But, you know, so I think Martin Dogger put out a great video of tanks to keep. If you want to go check that out. I'll probably do the same thing once I get a chance to actually test them all out. Because, You know, I'm not sure with a slower DW that's got a nerf to its damage per minute, and I'm going up against KV1s in tier 5 who haven't had any sort of nerf. You know, they're just going to totally destroy me, where before it was kind of almost a fair fight if I played it well. I'm not going to stand a chance even against bad KV1 players. So to me, it doesn't seem much fun in that. And I think that's probably the biggest disparity, is that leap from tier 4 to tier 5. So anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. What tanks are you going to keep? Which ones have you already sold or going to sell? I've reached my limit every single day so far of 5 tanks per day, but we'll keep on going, and we'll keep doing some more higher tier reviews, because as you know, this update pretty much obliterated all of my lower tier reviews. Now they're all different. So anyway, I don't think the playstyle is different. It's just you've got less damage per minute to work with. So anyway, guys, that was a little bit of a rambling about this update. Kind of get that off my chest, and hope to see you out on the battlefield. As always, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.